Hey everybody, this is Tom with Rocket Restorations, and today we're going to go back and do some follow-up videos on Barrett Jackson. We did kind of the overall video last weekend, and everybody seemed to really enjoy it. We had a bunch of, lots of people, got emails from a lot of people that seemed like they really enjoyed it. So we're going to do, first video we're going to do is we're going to highlight a couple trucks, and one truck that was just a complete train wreck. And what we're going to do is I'm going to show you, I think it's real valuable, like when I take these videos off of the auction to like have an honest reaction on stuff. Like there's a couple things I saw in this truck that are like, I couldn't believe that the car was put to auction with that kind of stuff. I mean, the thing is just a total pile. And I have some very honest reaction to it, and then I'll give you a little more commentary afterwards, just with a little bit of follow-up on it. But yeah, it was kind of a mess. And then there was a Dodge Power Wagon that went too. I thought I had a few things to add on that. So we're just going to highlight a couple of the trucks. There was only a couple on TV. I don't know really any of the other ones that went. I didn't get any videos of ones down there. So we just want to highlight, 4x4 trucks are one of the hottest segments right now. A lot of stuff's kind of flatlined a little bit. They have a little bit, but, there was some like Blazers and stuff that were getting like several $100,000. Same with Broncos. And I think, as far as the Dodge Ram Charger and Trailduster, I think they're following up. I bought a couple recently. I bought a Trailduster. My brother just bought a original paint Macho Ram Charger. That's pretty cool. I think those things have a lot of area for growth. They're kind of going to catch up with the Chevys and the Fords. So let me show you this Trailduster first with some of my raw reaction, and then we'll have a little bit more after. And just want to apologize for this section of the video. My new puppy, Hemi, he's 4 months old, was playing with a toy while I was filming this. And so the weird dog noises in the background of my new puppy, Hemi. He's a golden retriever, and he's adorable. This is a 1978 Trailduster. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of the same color scheme as my brother's Ram Charger, except this one's a Trailduster. But like one big red flag on these trucks is when they paint the grill. It is super duper expensive to fix the grills, and if they paint them, it's just kind of a bad sign. And I was told that the paint was terrible on this one, like really not good. But with the Broncos and the Blazers like going insane, the Traildusters and the Ram Chargers are kind of starting to go up a little bit more. It's missing a lug nut. How bad is that? Like, it's missing a lug nut. This is a terrible truck. Like, I had multiple people tell me that saw this truck that it was just a horrible, horrible truck. Wow, I can't believe it's missing a lug nut. That is terrible. Yeah, so $23,000 is way too much for this truck. But this is a great example of one that did pretty well at Barrett. The 4x4 trucks, the resto mods, like they're the ones that tend to do better at Barrett, and it's no reserve. And it's still going too. I mean, it's got that lifted look. It has the dumb big wheels. I'm not a big fan of big wheels on these trucks. I think it looks really dumb. It's got the lift, it's got everything. It looks good in pictures. It looks good on the lights. This has a lot of what makes a good auction truck, but barf. Just bad paint. I mean, dude, missing a lug nut. I can't believe it's missing a lug nut. Looks like an AC truck, which is good. It's an auto, but yeah, it's not a great truck. And this is really pretty strong money for one. Ram Chargers are kind of all over the place. We saw a factory 440 truck and kind of a panel painted one sell a couple weeks ago on eBay for, I think it was $6,000. It was a factory 440 truck. This one's just a pile put together for an auction, and $27,000. Like, that's pretty good money considering how bad this truck is. So I don't know. Yeah, that truck's a pile. I think the guy's going to regret it when he gets it home, but I guess we'll see what happens. Yeah, so I might have been a little brutal on that one, but that truck just had some issues. It had the correct Trailduster grill that doesn't say Dodge on it, but when they paint that just means they didn't take the time to properly anodize that grill. It had aftermarket black wheels, had the huge aluminum tires and knobby wheels, and had tint on the quarter windows that was like falling off. I mean, like, and I said I had several people down there who looked at it. Some guys in the Ram Charger group, my brother, saw it and just said the paint job was just terrible. Saying that is a Barrett Jackson truck. It has a lift on it. It has the big dumb wheels. It has the knobby tires. Like, that's something that's going to do really well down there. So sorry I got a little out of hand there. That truck just kind of put me over the edge a little bit. We'll see if the guy actually likes it or not. But 27 grand was all the money on that truck. And it was a macho package too. So my brother's Ram Charger has the same paint job with the same stripe. So I don't know if that was a macho. I'm not even sure if that was available on a Trailduster. I would have to research that a little bit. If anybody knows, please let me know in the comments. But I said that's the exact same paint job as on my brother's, but I'm assuming that probably was not how that truck was built. I'd be really surprised. It was AC, wasn't automatic, but that truck just had a ton of issues. And it was just, I don't know, it just wasn't a very good truck. So that was kind of my raw reaction to it. So now we're going to show you a vintage Dodge Power Wagon.
So we thought we'd show you a few trucks here. We have a little bit of experience with Dodge Power Wagons. We've owned a few of them over the years, worked on a few of them. And of course, Jamie over at Dead Dodge Garage has one. And it's just kind of interesting to see what the market's done on this. These kind of shot out of a cannon a few years ago, anything 4x4. These are just kind of the epitome of, America. These were a direct descendant off the World War II military rigs. They were, obviously they changed the sheet metal a little bit, but they're pretty close to what they used in World War II. This one's kind of a weird mix though. Like, it's not very stock. It still has the 230 flathead 6. And again, as I mentioned before, I really hate it when Barrett doesn't open hoods. Like, it's just, that's one thing that Mecum does on their auctions, is they always show under the hood, which is, it's really nice. They don't show that here. They got, the 2 jerry cans of the scotch and the soda. It's like, okay, that's fun, whatever. But like, this truck's kind of a weird tweener. It's like, it's not super stock, it's not modified. The diamond tuck on the door. It does have a winch, which is nice. It's kind of a weird aftermarket bumper back there that doesn't look that good, honestly. It's got a pintle hitch on it. It looks like a nice truck, looks like a nice driver. But I really say, I think 40 grand is probably a pretty good buy on this. I mean, that looks like a pretty nice truck. It's just, kind of a weird tweener. The, high end, I don't know if his wife's super happy about that bid there. We'll see. But it's kind of a tweener truck. It's not stock. It's not, it's not modified. So, and 1 minute 30 on the stage. That one went up pretty quick and gone. So
yeah, a couple more quick thoughts on that Power Wagon. Like it looked like a pretty nice truck. The grill was black. I don't think that was right, but just it had a bunch of kind of Resto-Mod-y touches. But we've had a bunch of those over the years. We bought a few from an estate sale a couple years ago. I bought one down in California. I go through phases. It's like, as you can see in the background up here, all my license plates, like I went through a license plate phase a few years ago, and all my walls are covered with license plates now. I went through a license plate frame stage, like all of them are covered. I went through a hubcap phase. I have like 4 shelves full of big shelves full of hubcaps in my back shop. I just kind of go through phases with this stuff, and we bought 3 or 4 of them from an estate sale, and I had that one, and it's, the Power Wagons are definitely a case of you don't want to meet your heroes. Like, they're hard to drive, Jamie at Dead Dodge Garage, like, he finally learned how to like shift it without a clutch, but like no synchros, they're big and heavy. I mean, like, my whole plan was, we've got 13 acres here at Rocket Restorations, and we've got cars strewn everywhere, and kind of the plan was like, hey, I'll just have this to move stuff around the yard and have fun with it. But I mean, the turning radius is like the Titanic. I mean, it's seriously, it's like if an iceberg's in front of you, you're gonna hit it. Like, they don't turn well, like manual steering, manual brakes, everything is like super heavy duty. And like, I mean, it was cool. I used the winch a few times, but like, I ended up just selling those rigs off because it was like, I mean, they were cool, but like, I can understand why people Resto-Mod those. There's a few companies out there. There's Vintage Power Wagons in Idaho, and I've seen some of their stuff, and they put like modern drivetrains in them and everything, and they're cool. I mean, I can't argue, like, they're one of the coolest looking trucks out there. And 4x4 trucks are really, really hot right now. Looking at some of the results from Mecum and Barrett this year, 4x4 trucks they're the ones, especially at Barrett, like, And keep in mind, that's kind of their market. Meekham's more muscle car. Barrett's more resto mod 4x4. Dude, there was some stock Blazers that got $200,000, which is just insane. I mean, 70s Blazers. And I think the Dodge Ram Chargers and Traildusters, I think they're really good investments right now because they're good trucks and they share a lot of the parts. As I mentioned earlier, I bought a couple of them recently, and I bought a Trailduster I've been really enjoying. We've been got it back on the road, got it running. It's a factory big block truck, and I put quite a bit of time and money into that, and I'm definitely that's gonna be one of my drivers this summer. Get some new tires on it, put the slots back on it. It's gonna be one of my drivers for this summer. So, but yeah, as far as the 4x4 market, I think it went up pretty good. In that particular Power Wagon, you kind of either want to go stock on those or like go full resto mod. Like that thing was kind of a weird tweener. So, but $40,000 is a good amount for that car. I think it was a really fair amount for that car. We've actually been dealing with an estate. There was a lawsuit we got hired for to be an expert witness for, and we've been going through and having to evaluate that. County went in and crushed a bunch of cars from an estate. We've been going through like evaluating the prices. So we've been really deep diving into vintage Power Wagon prices lately and old military trucks, and that market's still real strong. There was a 42, 43 weapons carrier that came out of the estate where we got those Power Wagons too. It had a gun on the back. It was super cool. My buddy ended up buying it, but it's real surprising what those cars are going for. What those trucks are going for now. Like people really still like those. But again, I drove that in a couple parades and stuff. We had it here for about 6 months, and there was a little parade in our town here. We drove in it with a big gun on the back. My kids were in back with the guns. It was pretty entertaining. But it's surprising what those things go for. They still bring pretty good money. So yeah, hope everybody enjoyed this. As I said, we're gonna probably continue to do some of these videos. Meekum Glendale's coming up. That's a big auction. They've taken a lot of the business away from Barrett down there by having a reserve down in Phoenix, and they've got some pretty good cars going through there. So we'll probably do a wrap up there. So thanks everybody for watching. If you like the channel, please hit subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.